Today's video is all about confidence. Confidence actually is comprised of a number of different things. And the first thing is something that people never seem to mention, which I find very bizarre. My name is Jennifer Van Wyk, and I'm an aid worker, a psychotherapist, and a best-selling author. So, confidence. First thing about confidence, it's really very simple. It's the idea of knowing yourself. If you think about having to do a talk and you do a talk on something that you know super well, or you do a talk on something that you don't know much about, which are you going to feel more confident, right? It's not something that you have to cultivate. It's just a byproduct of knowing yourself. But what do I mean by knowing yourself? It's also kind of can be this esoteric idea. There's so many different ways of getting to know yourself. The most effective way to know yourself is doing the heart connection, where you have that dialogue with that deep core part of yourself that's even connected to your high self and your subconscious, and you understand what's going on with that part of yourself so that you get to know what's important, what needs to be supported, what needs to be taken care of. And if you haven't already watched that video, I have a whole guided visualization on exactly how to do the heart connection. So please use that often. I use this almost daily. Getting to know yourself is so important because it helps you just feel who you are, feel confident in who you are. Another really important part of getting to know yourself is understanding what are the values that are important to you. An exercise I'll give many of my clients is I give them a list of 100 different values, such as being compassionate or learning or getting affirmation or being respected. Those are all different examples of different types of values, and it doesn't matter which one is most important to you. It just matters that you know which ones are important to you. So what I'll get them to do is pick their top 10, and then out of their top 10, they'll pick their top 5 and they'll order those in order of priority. And this really helps get direction in your life, help you figure out what to make decisions. The second thing for confidence can really bring some big resistance from people, and this is taking ownership of your decisions. So we are constantly making decisions. Even not making a decision is a decision, right? That's a really important thing to realize because so many people avoid making decisions because they don't want to make the wrong one, but that is a decision. Not making a decision is a decision. So take ownership for the decisions that you are making. I made a video on why should is my least favorite word. And that's because I think should is this red flag that we're operating out of fear. It's guilt, it's shame that we're putting on ourselves, and it's not making a decision. It's very disempowering. Whereas if we want to be empowered, if we want to have that sense of strength, then we need to take responsibility for the decisions we do, and we can do that easily just by in the wording that we use. So again, the homework I give to clients is instead of saying should, say I choose to or I choose not to. Or instead of saying try, I choose to, I choose not to. Just take ownership. Even if you practice that right now, feel that in your body. That is empowering in and of itself, which then really builds up and augments your confidence, okay? So taking responsibility for our decisions, no judgment on what those decisions are. I don't care what decisions people make, as long as they're making it from a place of awareness and ideally out of a place of love. My whole thing is choosing love over fear, right? I wrote a book on it. And so if you can make a decision out of love, I think you're going to have outcomes that are a lot more joyous than if you make a decision out of fear, which is a little bit more of a miserable feeling. Nothing wrong with that. It's just miserable. Sometimes we need misery. Sometimes we really choose misery. Not a problem as long as you're taking ownership of that decision. The third thing is something that won't surprise you whatsoever. I probably mentioned in almost every video I make, and that is being compassionate to yourself. If we want to be strong, if we want to be confident, then we have to be nourishing, we have to be supportive, we have to be compassionate, we have to be loving to ourselves, to our heart. It's very difficult. And so being aware of these things that we say to ourselves, say more encouraging, more empowering things, more compassionate, more nourishing, more loving things to ourselves. And that will build up our confidence. There's nothing wrong with confidence. And this type of confidence doesn't make you into a jerk. It's not going to make you that conceited, self-centered person, right? It will make you the more loving, compassionate person that is just grounded and in your power and able to make decisions, not reacting or not trying to prove anything. You just are. The grounding visualization is such a powerful, I think, metaphor of this big tree, and you're solid. And even if a strong wind blows as hard as it can, you're just there and you don't have to fight it. You just are. And that's what real confidence is. So those are the three aspects that I think are really important if you want to have genuine, kind, real strength or confidence. Knowing yourself, taking ownership of your decisions, and being kind and compassionate to yourself. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and feel free to like this video if you thought it was interesting or helpful, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Take care.